Hello, world. Welcome to Queer in Science, Theology, Philosophy, and Spirituality. This is the LGBTQ channel for science, philosophy, spirituality, and theology. And we are going to be discussing a small sermonette. Sometimes I have sermonettes, especially when I'm thinking about my life, I'm thinking about what I do, and my purpose in life. People always wonder what is their purpose in life. Everybody has a multifaceted purpose in life. There is nobody who is in this world that is useless. Everybody has something they're doing. Yes, even the guy who you think is lazing around. No, it is the everybody has a purpose. It's just that people look for people to get to. They use certain people. Yes, when you're hired in a job, someone is using your talent, what you've done. They're using it. And not everybody is used, because what you know may not help somebody else. That's why you find some people idling, some people lazing around. It's not that they don't have anything and they have no purpose. They have. It's just that the people who are hiring or using people's talents don't think they can use those people. But as I said, and I always say in my videos, data is everything. You are data, I am data. You are science, I am science. You are God, I am God. Because God is in us and God is data. That's what you need to understand. So, because you can get purpose from every person. Yes, everyone. Even a sick person. Yes. Even a person with cerebral palsy. Yes. Even someone with a painful condition. Yes, you have a purpose in this world. It is just that the reason why you may feel you don't have a purpose when you have those conditions is because nobody has really thought that they don't see your condition or your personality as helpful to them. But it is helpful. Like I've been saying on my secular channel, Rex Arthur, that I want to open a research company, a big research company, whereby you'll find very many computers, people doing research on everybody. Yes, because everybody is different and everybody has a different set of data that helps us understand the world. Yes, even the one who is with a painful condition in the hospital, they are very important to us. That's why I'm a supporter of basic income. Everybody should be given money because everybody matters. Their life is a specimen, their life is data. Yes. So that's why you should pay. Everybody should get money for free, whether they are working or not. I support the basic income of $1,000 per month to everybody. Yes, even to children. The only thing is that the children will not access the money until they're maybe 18 or 16. So imagine when a child is 16, 1,000 per month, that's 12,000. Then 12,000 times 16, that is roughly above $200,000. Yes, let me see that. 12,000, then you have times 10, that is 120,000. Then you have times 5 of 12, yes, that's 160,000. Or hold on, 12,000 because of 1 year times 10, that's 120,000, plus 60,000, that is 180,000. Then plus a 12,000, that's $192,000 the child will have by 16, and they haven't used it because they're still children. Now tell me whether there'll be poverty in the world. There'll be no poverty. And everybody deserves that money. Yes. Whether you have a job or not, whether you're literate or not, you deserve it, because the world we are living in is a world of money. Do you know very soon the internet is going to be commercialized? It's already commercialized. It's just bits of it cannot be commercialized because there's a very clear understanding. People don't have money to access information. Secondly, if you monetize every website, people will not know a lot. Yeah, because every website you'll go to is you have to pay money. Yeah, there can be a system like that. And that can even end the internet as we know it, because the internet is free space, and in my view, it should remain a free space, because you would have to access government websites. We are going there. That's where the world. We are going to be a very techy world. Yes, it's a fact. I could not do this video without technology. So it's not the end. Tech is going to improve, and one way it's going to improve, everything we'll be doing will be on the phone. Everything we'll be doing will be on a gadget. Yes, that was not the world 10,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago. It was not like that. The world was lived externally. Now we live such an internal life. It's so internal minded, because when you're using your phone, you're using your brain. This is why you get headaches when you use your phone for very long. It's because you're using your brain. You're not even using your muscle. This is why people are getting obese and all of that. So I believe people should get money, because everybody has a purpose. Everybody is useful. Yes. Even the sick person who can't walk. Even the prisoner. That's what I think I'm going to do another sermonette about that. Jesus said, and Jesus is correct to agree with Paul, when Paul said, God is in all of us. Yes, Jesus also said it. Jesus said, if you clothe a naked person, that naked person is him. If you visit a prisoner, that prisoner is him. If you feed a hungry person, that hungry person is him. And you are also can be hungry, and you can also become a prisoner, and you can also become naked. So what does that mean? Jesus is in everyone. God is in everyone. God is in us all. No matter what you've done. Yes. Prisoner, he said it. Somebody just come to the video and saying, which God? The God, the essence that rules the world. We do not even know him. Yes, let's read that scripture. Let's help this brother here. We can go through. I was going to say something else. Let me save it. But I'm going to help this guy to understand that there's a God who does that. Yes, God is in everyone. It's unbelievable. Okay, so where is that story? It should be in Matthew. Let me try and remember. Yeah. It's Matthew. Matthew 20 something. When Jesus was talking about. Now this guy is going on P3 Gaming. He's saying there's been about 3,000 different gods. Yes, that's what I'm telling you. Those gods are also God. God is in everyone. Even the God of even Satan. Yes. Satan is the angel of God. That's what you need to know. He is the angel of God. He's an angel of God who You know, he still goes to God. Angel of God. What does that mean? Messenger of God. He belongs to God. His spirit is God's spirit. It's unbelievable and it's lovely. So there is no power in the world that does not belong to God. All power belongs to God. And as I told you, we do not even know how many gods, because the Hebrew Bible says the Hebrew Bible says that Elohim created the world. Now, Elohim, we do not know, it could even be 3,000 gods. Yeah. It could even be 3,000 gods created the world. We don't know the number. Now he's going on to say Vishnu and Shiva are the gods of Hinduism, and the gods of Hinduism, hold on, the gods of Hinduism, they predate your Bible by 700 years at least, backed by evidence. In fact, I can prove your God is an amalgamation. Yes, I'm not disagreeing with you, P3 Gamer. You're right. That's what I'm telling you. Even Vishnu is a Christian God. Allah is Christian. Christians are praying. This entity people call God is one. Whether you call him Vishnu, whether you call her Shiva, whether you call her Diana, whether you call him, he is one. It is one. Even let's now be saying it. Or je, the new LGBTQ pronouns. Je is one. Huh? Se is one. Yes. When you pray to whatever God, you're praying to one power, to a power. You know, till today people have not defined what God is or who he is. God is power. That's what you need to know. God is power. So some people, they now try and explain that this power behaves like this. So every religion, now is just a question. So God is corrupt? Yes, God is corrupt. The Bible is very clear that when Adam and Eve ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, that's the tree of knowledge of good and corruption. In corruption and corruption. Yes. It's unbelievable. It's there. And when they ate from the tree, they were told, God then said, he changed the garden. You know, God changed the garden. And the garden was changed when he put angels. There were no angels guarding the garden when it was created. But can you imagine? God put two angels with swords. With swords. So, yes, God is corrupt. I'm telling you, we are gods. Yes, we are gods. And because we are gods, whatever we do, God does. That's why I'm saying God is corrupt. What is corruption? Corruption means, let's get the meaning of corruption. Let's get the meaning of corruption. So, corruption means immoral, lacking morals, and perverse. Now, let me tell you, what is perverseness if it is not evil? What is perverseness if it is not evil? And I've told you, hang on to the story in the Garden of Eden, that the tree that Adam and Eve ate from was the tree of knowledge of good and, in fact, underline the word and, evil. It was not the tree of knowledge of good alone or the tree of knowledge of evil alone. It was a tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And the serpent said that if you eat from that tree, you will become like God. So there are very many questions this guy is throwing here, but we will answer him slowly by slowly. So let me finish with him. So the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and God confirmed what the serpent said, because he said, or they said, we don't know how many they were, but in that scripture, it's one person, because the Lord God, not God. So the Lord God said, because they've eaten from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, they have become like us. So, and if they eat from the tree of life, they will live forever. And they have become like us. So that would mean God would have made another error, like the same error he made when Satan rebelled. Satan is an angel. Do you know why God can't destroy him? He's an angel. He has eaten from the tree of life. They don't die. Angels don't die. So, because of that, Satan rebelled against God. And this is why religion is so funny and it's so beautiful. Because how is it that the creation of God could rebel against God, the creator? And see, God could not destroy him. And he even went with a third of God's angels. That's what it says. And what I'm telling you, he has never been destroyed. So, back to the story. So God blocked them from the garden, from the tree of life, because if they ate from the tree of life, they would be like angels, to live forever and to know good and evil. Especially humans. Humans were lucky to have that tree. They were lucky to have that tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So when they took from that tree, they became God. But because God had already pronounced, very nice questions. Okay, so I finished with the corruption. So that's why God is corrupt. He has an evil side. Yes, that's why God was killing people. God could send a lying spirit. God can destroy people with earthquakes. It's because that's his evil side. When he gets mad, he can even cause an earthquake. Yes, I'm telling you. Okay, so now let's go through P3. P3 has come and taken over this discussion, so we'll have to go through what he's saying. So he said, the Vedic scriptures outdate the Genesis story though. So why do you believe in a book that we know to be false and stolen from old stories? Okay, P3 Gaming. When I use the Genesis story, sorry about that, I'm trying to, when I use the Genesis story, okay, P3, when I use the Genesis story, I am discussing the origin of the world in the Christian worldview, not in the not the other worldviews of Hinduism. And I'm not saying the Vedic scriptures are wrong. Please understand. This is an interfaith, it's a plural, a religious and spiritual pluralistic channel. We are not saying it's only Christianity that is right. That's what you need to understand. We are saying all religions are all religions. It's not even a matter of who is right or wrong. Everyone has given their understanding of how the world began. It's not about that we are right. That because Hinduism started, it is the right one. Or because Christianity is nice, it is the right one. Or because Islam is the last one that came, it is the right one. No, we are saying everybody is giving their explanation as to how the world began and whom it began with. So it's not about right or wrong. Pick whatever you want. You can even pick none. Yes, there are some atheists are basically people who have not believed any religious system that exists in the world today. They are waiting for the right one, the one which will explain. That's why they stay in science. So that's what you understand. So I've answered that. Now, next question by P3 Gaming. He's a star today. We know Adam and Eve didn't exist, though. Well, that is debatable because in genetics we have Adam, the genetic Adam, that's the Y chromosome, and we have the mitochondrial Eve. So the mitochondrial Eve is the first woman. Now, it's not necessarily a first woman who were in Garden of Eden, because the time frame of the man and woman being created or in the world according to evolution is 200,000 years ago. And the story in the Garden of Eden is roughly 6,000 years old. Think 6,000 years ago. So compare 6,000 years ago to 200,000 years ago. There is a very big difference. And what you could say, Adam and Eve could have just been the first people. The Adam and Eve in the Bible could have just been the first people, first two couples in the Middle Eastern area. But they did not factor in the other humans that were in the world. Yes, because the oldest fossils of humankind are 200,000 years old. Lucy, who was found in South Africa, either South Africa or Ethiopia, she is 200,000 years old. The first female fossil they have found. So if you go that way, she existed before Adam and Eve. And Adam and Eve were just the earliest ancestors Moses could get a record. And he recorded that these were the first people. Okay, we've answered that one for you. So, and then now let me come to your second question, which is related to the other one. And you said, so at which point in this story does evolution take place? Now, the story of Adam and Eve could have happened after evolution. Because you must understand the book of Genesis. It was not written at the point of creation. It was written 2,000 years after creation. 2,000 years. Now, if you are a skeptic, just think to yourself, how accurate is that? How accurate is the story in Genesis? And it's the same thing that happened in Africa. When the missionaries came and they were teaching Africans Christianity, they asked the Africans, what is your story of origin? And it's unbelievable. Some tribes in Africa said that we came from the sky. The Maasais and the Kikuyu, they believe they came from the sky. Others, the Baganda, believe that a woman called Nambi, I don't know whether it's Nambi or Chintu, one of the two came from heaven. And when they came from heaven, the other one liked them and married them. I don't know who was the angel. It was either Chintu or Nambi. Then other tribes believe that they believe that there was just a man and a woman, and they created the world. So there are very many creation stories. Now, so the story of Genesis, it was written 2,000 years, roughly 2,000 years after the creation. Yes, roughly 2,000 years after the creation. Very wonderful. Now imagine writing about me after 2,000 years. Who narrated to you the story? Who narrated to you the story? You see, that's why some Christians say God is the one that narrated the story to Moses. But I question it for one reason. I question it for one reason. Moses was a literate man, and he was supposed to collect stories. I mean, he had the ability to record. So most likely, he may have got this, he may have known the stories before. But for the benefit of doubt, the Christians who believe it, they are right. They can hide in that excuse, in that justification, that God, even some say it's Jesus, who narrated to Moses what happened, because he was there. Jesus. So that one is a better excuse, because that's a witness who was talking to you. All right. Now, so I'm finishing your question on evolution. So evolution, and I believe in evolution. Yes, I believe in evolution. We all came from primates. There's a reason. The diseases that affect chimpanzees affect us. We are mammals, you know. Even animals have balls like us. And that's what you need to understand about the origin of the world. So I believe in evolution. So I believe also that the story of Adam and Eve could have been written, of course was written after evolution, and could have been written about one section of humanity that was known in that area. The way the Christian missionaries came to Africa, the white guys, you know, and they came and asked every tribe, how did you come? What is your story of origin? And one tribe said, we came from the sky. The other tribe said, we came from the forest. The other tribe said, we came from... So everybody's giving their... So the Bible story is just one of the many stories of origin. And none of them can be confirmed to be truth, because God has never come down to tell us this story is the one. So evolution is real, because fossils are there to prove it happened. Mammals, chimpanzees have 99% of our DNA. 99%. So that makes evolution valid. And thirdly, the book of Genesis was written after creation, not at creation. So that's what you must know. You don't read that book like it was written when it was happening. No, that's the mistake we've made. When we read the Bible, we read it like, oh, it happened like that. No, it's hearsay. Someone just heard it. Okay, let's go to the next question of P3 Gaming. Oops, it seems P3 Gaming has disappeared. Okay, there are his questions. I was looking for the questions. But who was it written? Because going by the actual timeline, we have 2,000 years after the Big Bang, the universe was just hot gas. So really, yes, what I can tell P3 Gaming is this. P3 Gaming, listen to this. The timeline of the world is said to be 4 billion years old. And actually, that timeline corresponds with Hinduism. Hinduism is the closest religion to the truth of when the earth was formed. They also put the age of the earth at 4 billion years old. That's what you need to know about Hindus. They are the closest, and in fact, to me, all religions are the children of Hinduism and maybe some animism from Africa. Secondly, Hindus, the earliest fossils of human beings are found in Africa. But just because their fossils were found in Africa does not mean that religion started in Africa. Organized religion. Why do people have time to be religious? It's because they have time to think and ask questions. So the first ancestors of humankind never bothered asking questions. They were like animals. Even Adam and Eve, they were animals. Because why is it that they had to eat from the tree of knowledge? They were told not to eat from the tree of knowledge. It means they were animals. Now, human beings are very funny. When you tell them they are animals, they get angry. Let me tell you, I was even talking to somebody today and telling them, animals are even wiser than humans in some areas. One area animals are wiser than humans is in harmonious staying. Have you noticed there has never been a world war in the animal kingdom? The only animals that have had world war is humans. Humans even sit down to make weapons to kill fellow humans. Not even lions do not kill lions. A pig does not kill pigs, though they can eat their children if they find the child dead. There are certain animals that can't kill other animals, their own kind. But it's only humans who kill their own kind. So what does that tell you? Animals are wiser. Have you seen zebras and wildebeest? They are on the same field and they are different. Different color, different looks. And they don't kill each other. But humans, you stay with a black, next door is a white, you want to fight each other. You see, it's because we are animals. Racism is animalistic. Yes. That's another thing you need to know about racism. It's animalistic. It's an animalistic instinct to attack someone who is different from you. But it's not just animalistic, because not all animals attack animals that are different from you. As I've told you, there's the zebra, the birds. Have you seen birds when they land on wildebeests? They just land on them, then they go. They land on the elephant. The bird lands on the elephant. The elephant is not bothered. It goes, it flies. That's how some human beings are like that. They tolerate anything. Even a tick. The tick comes to the cow and sucks its blood. The cow doesn't bother. Yes. But there are some animals, like the porcupine, when you get close to it, it throws the quills. And then there are some animals that, so the porcupine is a defensive animal, but the scorpion is an offensive animal. It doesn't care whether you've attacked it or not. It comes for you. If you're in the desert and you're walking with open shoes and the scorpion has come, The scorpion comes and bites you. You even didn't see it. You didn't even see it. Just comes, ooh. That's an offensive animal. So that's what you should understand. Okay. So there's a question he has brought. So let's conclude what we were discussing there. So Hinduism is the closest religion to the origins of the earth and the Big Bang, because they put the age of the earth at 4 billion, which scientists have said it is actually 4 billion years old. Christianity is a bit off because they say the world is 6,000 years old, and it's basically because of their game of numbers. They are a very numerologistic religion. They believe in numbers. So when it's 6,000 years, they feel like at the 7,000 millennium, Jesus will come to finish the story. So that's what you need to know. Hinduism is the closest to the time, and I use the Bible only because I was from a Christian background. But as I've told people in my other videos, we are not going to stay on the Bible alone. We are also going to do the other religions, because we are pantheist. We believe all religions are okay. Okay, the question then from PR3 Gaming: free thought was banned. Free thought was banned by the church. You say religion comes from thought, yet we challenged most religious people are ignorant of thought. You seem to be an exception, but a rare one. Yes, free thought was banned by the church. You say religion comes from thought. Yes, religion does come from thought. We create thoughts with the brain. That's what my atheist friend says. Everything we do in this world is created by thought. We create thoughts. We create thoughts. We create thoughts. Thoughts are words or images. Thoughts are words, images, sounds. Anything sensory is a thought. So there are visual thoughts. That's when you dream. When you have a dream, those are visual thoughts. And then in some dreams, they are what you call audiovisual thoughts. They have, not only do they have pictures, they even have sound. You're in a conversation. So those are audiovisual thoughts. Then you have audio thoughts. Those are the sounds you hear in your head as if someone is talking to you, hallucination. And you have the tactile thoughts, though that one is very hard. The tactile thoughts, these are thoughts of you touching something. Have you ever dreamt when you're sleeping and you feel like you're holding something slimy in the dream, and you feel like it's slimy, but it's something else you're holding in real life, but it's just that you're sleeping. So that feeling, you can feel it in the brain, in the mind. That's a tactile thought. Then you also have the olfactory thought, whereby you can smell internally that I'm smelling something, And sometimes you're not smelling it. You're not smelling anything. There's nothing to smell, but you feel like you're smelling something. There's something smelling. That's an olfactory thought. So human beings are thoughtful animals. We know how to think complex thoughts. That's why we are the only animals who have thought about the origin of the world. That's why we sat down and said, how did the world begin? So Hindus sat down and said, there's a God called Brahma. All all of these religions started when there were many people to control. There is no religion that started with 2 people. There is no religion that started with 2 people. Even Hinduism, if you see, Hinduism is the oldest religion, but they are latecomers in the human evolution. Yes, the first comers are black people. Yeah, and the first black people didn't have a religion. There were no people to control. There were no people to organize. There were no people to discuss with. You see, that's why the book of Genesis was written 2,000 years after the story. It's because there were no people. Who was Adam going to write to anyway? How sure was he was going to have children? You see, so all religions are thoughts. Yes, every religion is a product of free thought. That's why it's an oxymoron. It's an oxymoron, but it's not necessarily an oxymoron for churches to block free thought. The reason why they block free thought is because if you have a new thought, it will clash with the old thought and you will cause the division and the collapse of that religion. Now, this is what happened with the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church completely controlled thinking in the church. And not in the church, in the whole of Europe. It was controlled by the church. They even said the empire is the Holy Roman Empire. So that people, whenever they hear the word holy, they just know, oh, this is the empire set up by God. This is why when God was discredited in France, the revolution happened, and that was the end of the monarchy. The moment you discredit God, yes, that's the end of that system. That is a theocratic system. Very important. So, free thought, religion is a product of free thought. But the moment the religion is built, it bans free thought. So when the Catholic Church had a free thinker called Martin Luther. Martin Luther was a Catholic priest or friar. And he was a free thinker. He sat down and thought. And he was not happy with what was happening in the church. So his thoughts, his criticism was a free thought. It was a new thought that nobody was thinking. And you see, Martin Luther was not a laity. He was a clergy man. He was in the system. It takes people in the system to bring down the system. So, when he brought this new thought, people believed him. Rich men, the princes, all of this, and they followed him. And that's how the Catholic Church was broken. And the Protestant Church was born. And now, many denominations were born out of free thinkers. Zwingli, a free thinker. John Wesley, a free thinker. The Pentecostal Church, it split at its, not even 10 years had passed, it split because Charles Parham believed speaking in tongues must be in languages that are understood by humans. And William Seymour, the black man who also started the Pentecostal Church, said no, this speaking in unintelligible sounds is having the Holy Spirit. And so they split. Because Charles wanted xenology, and William wanted glossolalia. So you see, free thinkers are the ones that bring splits. Now the newest split in the church is the LGBTQ church. Yes. Because the free thinkers in the church are saying LGBTQ persons are children of God and can serve God. And people are saying, no, that's wrong. So there's a free thinking movement led by people like Bishop Carlton Pearson. You have Yvette Flander, and you have also Al Sharpton. Most of these black church leaders are standing with the LGBT community, at least in America. And then you find in Europe, of course, Europe, because they're not religious anymore, they don't have very many strong heroes. So basically, it's a very small group with the Americans, which is commendable. And none, anyway, you don't need even very big people to start a church. Joseph Smith of the Mormon was only one man. But because he organized his denomination of the Mormon church, they even have a different Bible. Right now, Mormons are is one of the richest denominations in the world. And they even have a state in America, Utah, theirs. They do whatever they want. They can marry as many women as they want. And now with gay Mormons, they can marry as many men. So you can see, in the state of Utah. So when Joseph Smith started, he was very small. Nobody even paid attention to him. He was a free thinker. So that's what I've answered your question. Free thought creates religion. Religion is thought. Yes, you think it through. All right. Let's now go to your other question and then we'll be done. Religion was a means of explaining an origin to humans. Yet now we have an answer to that. By logic, all religion is obsolete now. Either way, it's on the decline, a few more generations to go. Yes, P3 Gaming. I want you to know this is queer in science, theology, philosophy, and spirituality. Why did I not call it queer in theology? It's because I know what is happening. Religion is on the decline because science is on the rise. It's as simple as that. That's why I've repeated to you the name of the channel. It's Queering Science. We had to put science first because that is what is happening to the age. Let me tell you, even God can be confirmed with science. You see, atheists, people need to understand atheists. Atheists are not bad people. They are people they just want evidence. Yes. That's what you need to know. They are not bad people. That's why there's no hell. Yes, please, forget those things. Those are just teachings of people. You know, a mistake Christians make about Christianity, and it's understandable, because religion is a very tricky thing to talk about. That's why I just come here and talk. The Christianity, they focus on the divinity of Jesus Christ and not necessarily his humanity. Now, when you focus so much on his humanity, you will realize that there are some places Jesus contradicted himself. Yeah, it's very true. And that's what you need to know. It's the humanity of Jesus Christ. So most people value the divinity, which is okay. It's not bad to believe divinity, because how did the world come to be? Even atheists don't have the answer. Remember, the Big Bang theory is not called the Big Bang law. That's what I love about scientists. When you see the word theory, it means we have not confirmed. We don't know if it's the truth. But when it becomes a law, like the law of relativity and the law of gravity, it has been confirmed and it's the truth. So that's what you need to understand. Now, religion is declining, and in fact, what is rising is spirituality. Spirituality is replacing religion. People are becoming more spiritual, and they are not putting themselves into religious practices. You know, religious practices, they are so repetitive, they get boring. And humans don't like that. They like freshness. Sometimes some humans, other humans love it. You know, once they have got what they wanted, that's their life. They will never change it. But others, if they don't feel it satisfies them, they leave it alone. So you go and do yoga. Next year I find you're doing yoga. Then next year I find you're now Buddhist. Then next year I now find you're a Pentecostal. Then next year I find you're now a Muslim. Next year I find you're now in the Church of Satan. Next year I then find you everywhere. So that is the life we're living right now. Okay, so religion is going through that. It's distraction. Yes, it's there's an extinction of ideas. Yes, that's another thing you need to understand. All religions are philosophies. All religions are ideologies. All they are ideas. And you know, an idea can make you make money for thousands of years, but there'll be a day it will end. Yes, that's what happened to the Catholic Church. Even though the Catholic Church still exists, it lost a big chunk of people. The other Christians who are Protestants are actually children of the Catholic Church, but they can't. Go and talk to them and tell them that you're from the Catholic Church, they can even slap you. Yes. Religion is very scary to deal with. You know, when we talk about it, I like talking about it here. I don't like talking about it in the open. I used to do it in the open, and my God, the the vitriol I used to get from anybody whenever I would speak about their religion was caustic. All right, so I've seen another question, and I think we're going to be done. We don't want to talk much. It has tended to become PR gaming's questioning. So he says, you say you're into science, yet you don't understand the difference between theories and laws. A law is just maths, it's the equation. The law of gravity is just maths. Gravity is still a theory. Okay, what I mean by, uh, you see, because you don't understand the difference between theories and laws, a law is just maths, but gravity is a theory. So, what I mean by a law means you can repeat the. This guy is bringing a very weird definition that as a theory is the highest classification in science. Not necessarily so. I'm going to show you. Um, and that's good. Even another thing you need to understand about language. Language is not perfect. Language, contrary to human belief, we believe our languages are perfect. They are not. There are some things we can't explain because of the deficiency of the language. That's what you need to know. There are some things we can't explain because of the deficiency of the language. Now, back to what I was saying about theories. Now, a theory, what is the origin of the world? The theories of the origin of the world. You see, there are so many theories. There's the creation theory, there's the Big Bang theory, there's the Ice Age theory, there's the collision theory. All of these theories, who is saying the truth? You see, nobody. I mean, no one has reached the threshold of truth. That's why they are called theories. The moment Big Bang theory is confirmed that that's how the world began, then it will become a law. Now, what is a law? A law is an order, and in science, laws must be repeated. anywhere in the world. You see, anywhere in the world, a law must be repeated. So the law of gravity should work in Australia as it works in Angola, as it works in Argentina. If the law of gravity does not work in Argentina but works in Australia, there is something wrong with the law. So laws must be universal. Now, the problem with the theories of origin, they cannot be replicated. Or even if they are replicated, nobody can confirm they happened like that. Nobody can confirm that the world was created by a God, because nobody, the one who was there, a human who was there, there is no witness that the world was created by a God. Secondly, the stars are witnesses to what may have happened to the earth, but they can't tell us. You see, it's like a murder scene. You know, when someone has killed a person and there were two of them in the house, there's a chair, there is a TV screen, and now these days, now TV screens can record. You know, they can record. Why are they recording? To collect evidence. Because the old items in the house, like the chair and the table, they do not have cameras to collect evidence. So when someone kills a person in the house, the chair has seen it because it was there. But it is not, it's not animated enough to tell you who was the person that killed. So this is why we have CCTV technology, to know how people commit crimes, so that you can record and say that person did the crime because we have the tape. You see, that's what you need to understand. So the stars may have seen how the world came to be, but because we can't deduce information from them, we can't confirm our laws. So laws are the mechanism. Let's read another question or point PR Gaming is saying, and then we are done with this video. Laws are the mechanism. The law of gravity is just that particles attract other particles related to other mass. That doesn't make it right or wrong. Just the mechanics, the theory. That's just the mechanics. The theory of gravity can still be proven wrong. It's only a theory. Okay, I get what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that laws are not about they're not about making things right or wrong, but law is not about whether it's right or wrong. But the theory of gravity can still be proven wrong. It's only a theory. Yes, that's what I've said, that because language is deficient. You see, language is deficient. The explanations we have are not perfect. There is no explanation in the world that is perfect for certain things. There are some things the explanations are very perfect. Like, this is a nose. That's a perfect explanation because we have decided to call it nose. Yes, we call this a nose. So it is done. But things like gravity, because they have still not been understood, somebody tries to explain it very well. And if he gets close to it, if his explanation can be replicated, then we even call it a law, because when you repeat it again, you get the same answer. You see, that's why the Isaac Newton's laws is because it's Isaac Newton who sat down and thought about gravity. He thought and thought and thought and got explanations and got explanations. Do you think it's only Isaac Newton who was thinking of gravity? No. There were very many people. Very many people were thinking of gravity. Very many scientists. Look at the universities in Europe at that time. Look at Leonardo da Vinci. Look at Copernicus. Look at all of these great scientists of old. They all talked about gravity, but none of them got as close to understanding it like Isaac Newton, because when Isaac Newton got to understand gravity, the other scientists repeated what he said and they got the same result. And then they said, this guy has got it. That's how scientists get to truth. They repeat your theory. Now, in general, a scientific law is the description of an observed phenomenon. It does not explain why the phenomenon exists or what causes it. The explanation of a phenomenon is called a scientific theory. Exactly, that's what I've just said. Anybody can explain gravity. Anybody. But it has to be confirmed by other people whether it is true. You see, that's what scientists do. Scientists confirm. They are not looking for the cause. They are looking for the explanation. And that's what I've told you, that even in the explanation, there can be deficiency because there is a deficiency in the language. Now it's going on to say, it's a misconception that theories turn into laws with enough research. You said laws are above theories, which you're wrong about. No, I stand on that, and I can confirm that right now. Let's do that confirmation. Now, P3 Gaming. Yeah, you have. I've gone to do the research a bit, and you're saying a law is what happens. A theory is why it happens. They are not ranked above or below one another, but for anything must be considered a viable theory, it must be testable and validated by others. Okay, I've just read from Wikipedia, and Wikipedia has given a very good explanation. Wikipedia says, I can even get it for you again, but I will do that later on. Let's try and see if I can. Let me get it for you. Okay. Okay. P3 Gaming, we have found that the Wikipedia explanation is that laws have a narrower scope than theories because theories can have many laws in them. So that's why a law is higher, could be considered higher than a theory, or a theory could be considered higher than a law because a law is just a principle, is a statement of a phenomenon, describing a phenomenon. And the theory now comes out to explain that phenomena, why it is happening. Just as you've said, that the law is describing, but the theory is giving the reason what is happening. So a theory can have very many laws, like the Einstein's theory of relativity has very many sub-laws, like the general relativity and the specific relativity. But it's a theory, it's a whole theory about relativity. That's what he was discussing relativity. And remember, not all of Einstein's statements have been confirmed. In fact, there was one that was confirmed recently before Stephen Hawking died. So what I'm trying to say is you have to understand that laws are more narrow than theories in scope. So in fact, it could even be that theories are more higher than laws. But my understanding is that a law, and it's still in the Wikipedia article, the best Wikipedia has done it very well for me, and I've already seen your quotes are from websites. uh, okay, now you said something. You cannot have absolute facts. Theories are as close to fact as we can get. Yes, that's what. Go to the Wikipedia article of scientific law and read it. Yes, then you come back and talk to me. The Wikipedia article has explained it very well. And it's just said, as you said, there is even a difference between law and facts. Do you know laws are not fact? Yes, laws are not facts. Laws are not based on truth. Like, for example, we always talk about the anti-homosexuality law. It is not based on fact. It is a fact. Men have sex with men. It's a fact. But a law can say you cannot have sex with a man. That is that is not a fact. That is a law. It's an order. In sociology, laws are orders to put people in order. So just because homosexuality scientifically proven, it happens, it is real, there is sex, it is there. Everything that happens in heterosexual sex happens in homosexual sex, in the sexual intercourse. So scientifically it is real. But socially it can be banned through a law. So the law is not the truth. Yes, that's what you need to understand. Law is not truth. And that's the same in science. Science, as you said, there's no absolutes. That's what Einstein said. There are no absolutes. Yes. And so even if you have a scientific law, it is not absolutely the truth. And this is what we are saying. And that's what the whole video is all about. That even if you say the world started the Big Bang, how absolute is that? It's not absolutely true. Yes. Even if you repeat it, of course, scientists have repeated the Big Bang in the lab, and that's why they concluded that's how the world began, because they threw some things to be like the world, and they found the world created in the small experiment they did, and they declared that this is a Big Bang. The world started with a Big Bang, and well, it can be true. It can be true, but it's not absolutely true. That's what we are saying. That's why the world will forever be fighting the religious and the non-religious, the scientific and the religious, because the religious will say, "Ooh, we believe God did it." Do you know why the religious will believe God did it? Because the Big Bangers have not proven that it is actually how it happened. Yes. You see, the Big Bangers have to really prove to the creationists that the world was not created. Yes. Yes, hypothesis. Go and read the Wikipedia article and you'll get it. Yes, just go and read it. Scientific law. It is even talking about hypothesis. It is putting them together. Then you will know. You will know. But what I'm trying to tell you, and this is where I'll end the video, science is pursuit of truth. Religion is the explanation of that truth that science is pursuing. So religionists, they sit down and say, okay, I think this is how it happened, and they say that, and we are going with that. So somebody sits down and thinks about that religion and its answer and says, yeah, I'm going with that one. Then another religion comes with a different answer and some other people go for it. So the religion is explanations. Yes, of course, there's no absolute proof. There is no absolute proof. That's what I'm saying. I've shouted here enough. There is no absolute proof. Yes, people even deny the world is spherical. Yeah. Just because NASA shows you around Earth, for some people, it doesn't mean it is round for some people. You see? Because somebody wants to see the Earth round. When they go into the air, they don't see roundness. And there's a reason. It's because the plane doesn't go very high up out of the Earth. If it did so, you would see the shape of the Earth is round. It's spherical. May I believe the Earth is spherical? I don't believe, I'm not a flat earther. So there's no absolute proofs. And that's the problem, P3 Gaming. People want absolutes. You know, people like absolutes. And that's what I'm saying. And as I conclude this video, yes, that's what I'm saying. Flat earth theory, you're here saying those people are idiots. Yes, it's idiotic to say that the earth is flat. I mean, all I need to do is look at the moon, look at the sun. They are all spherical. The moon, in fact, is the best because it is not even a star. Yes, it's a planet. In fact, it's a very small planet. It's round. Secondly, the spherical nature of the celestial bodies has been proven by Galileo and Copernicus. It's done. Go and read them. So these people who are becoming flat earthers, they are very Bible minded. They read the Bible. That's why I'm telling you, P3 Gaming, I think you're new to my channel. Please go through my videos and you'll realize that I'm not the Bible thumping guy you thought I was. I'm not a Bible thumper. I am a science thumper. Yes. And I'm a science thumper connecting science to religion. I am seeing every religion, what they said about the world. And the reason why I'm doing a lot of Christianity is because Christianity is connected to Judaism. Because the book of Genesis is not a Christian book. It was written by Jews. The whole Old Testament, none of them was a Christian. So you can't say the story of Adam and Eve is, in fact, the Jews even have another story of Lilith, another woman called Lilith who came and confused Adam and Eve. They don't even have the story of Adam and Eve. It's Jews, Jews are very diverse. So they even have another story of creation. So don't worry about what you're saying there, and just know that religion is thought. Yes, science is thought. Philosophy is thought. Spirituality is thought and action. In fact, spirituality is action. When you pray, when you sing, when you lift up your hands, when you meditate, those are actions. Spirituality is actions. But science is thought. And it's thought about actions. So you see, everything is connected. And religion is thought about actions. And philosophy is thought about actions, because you're thinking, why do humans lie? You're asking a question, and then you give your reasons why humans lie. You see, that is philosophy, thinking about actions, and also thinking about thoughts. And religion is also thinking about actions. That people lie because they are bad, because of what happened in the Garden of Eden. That is religion. It gives you that answer. And then science is thought about actions and thoughts. So scientists can even tell you why people lie. But they will not give you a religious reason Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We can leave it at that. It was nice discussing with P3 Gaming. I think we're gonna say call this a dialogue with P3 Gaming.